He's a student of the game.
Yeah, for sure. You know, he had a few questions and I had a few answers.
Heavy at times, looking to land the left to the body. Showed that. We illustrated where he'll reach in a little bit, or you can entice him to reach in. Talked about the counter-punching abilities. Talked about the well-roundedness. Talked about the dimensions.
Let me take my hat off for him and see how he go to work. I think he gonna be fun. Like he's in good shape. You know, he ain't look all out of shape. He looked like, you know, he looked good. You know, he looked.
And the boxing world was shocked after Errol Spence trained with Terence Crawford ahead of the Tszyu fight. But Crawford says he's betting on Errol to win after seeing his technique, focus, and determination in training.
In that career.
Why are you confident that you win that bet with Tszyu? You know, why does Errol in the fight?
Well, I'm not, 100% confident, I just know, the caliber of fighter that Errol is, just like I know the caliber fighter of Tim. I think both of them have taken a lot of damage in their career so far, but I just think,
Teddy Atlas praised Errol Spence Jr.'s sharp counterpunching, effective jab, and disciplined approach in training, noting that Spence looked focused, composed, and fully locked in.
Pro range, he can use his long jab just to keep you where he wants to keep you, to set you up with the other shots, combinations at the right time. But he can counterpunch brilliantly. As I said, he times shots brilliantly. But he showed what we talked about in the fight plan, where he took that little step back. Jab, take a little step back, just entice Spence to reach.
Bernie Foxer backed Errol Spence Jr. against Tim Tszyu, pointing to Spence's experience, confidence, and ability to break opponents down with sustained pressure.
That was a lot, so 3 years off, he come in contact with life too. He come in contact with life too. It ain't just about us and what we want to do and what we want to see. He got a life. He in there, so he did right, and I'm glad to see him come back.
Did you see if there's like a viral clip of him, Tim Tszyu trying to shake his hand and he's like, nah, I'm not shaking your hand. I've been hearing you talking about you're gonna retire me and all that. Did you see the clip?
No, I didn't see that. When they was in the hallway?
Yeah.
Don't pull it up, Neil. It's good. They was in the hallway.
Errol Spence confidently declared that he plans to dominate Tim Tszyu, showing strong belief in his preparation, mindset, and readiness for the upcoming showdown.
What do you expect that fight to look like?
Man, I really don't know. All I know is he's definitely gonna get punched on.
He's definitely gonna get punched on.
I mean, I can't tell you how the fight gonna play out.
Well, let me hear it then. I'll go back just a little bit. You got Ronnie Shields now. He's adding to your game.
Yeah.
I know you, so I know you're gonna be able to pick up whatever it is he wants to give you going into the ring against Tim Tszyu. People know Errol Spence to be this stalking, plotting southpaw that's gonna bang to the body and rip the head, and the fight gonna last as long as it lasts. That's your thing.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be some different wrinkles? Are we gonna get a build up now from you, or are we starting a little? Are we gonna measure this? Like, kind of take me through what you think.
It's definitely gonna last as long as it lasts. Definitely.
I ain't getting away from that.
Like I said all the time, I don't get paid for overtime. Yeah. So it's definitely gonna last as long as it lasts. Yeah. As soon as I can get out the ring and get to my
Training camp footage showed Errol Spence working with high intensity, displaying speed, conditioning, and determination as he prepares seriously for the challenge ahead. Errol Spence looked explosive during mid-work, firing sharp combinations and fast punches, while displaying crisp timing that highlighted the strength of his preparation. Norman predicted that Tim Tszyu could get knocked out, while also acknowledging Errol Spence Jr.'s dangerous power and his potential to have a major impact in the fight.
He's going to be better than he was in the past. And what I mean by that is, first round knockout coming soon. And Tim Tszyu is going to sleep, man. The boy ain't got nothing for him. What dude from Australia? My boy, he coming to Australia just to give him the work, you feel me? But back to what I was saying, I just feel like Errol Spence, he's going to be a great fighter. This is the only thing I see him in camp.
As Errol Spence Jr. continues his preparation for the upcoming clash with Tim Tszyu, attention around his training camp has steadily increased, with many closely observing both his physical condition and mental approach. Recent training footage has shown Spence working with clear intensity, maintaining a strong pace, and appearing fully committed to sharpening every aspect of his boxing game. From footwork drills to combination work, he has looked engaged and determined, suggesting that he is approaching this stage of his career with serious focus. Greg Hackett offered a balanced and thoughtful perspective on the matchup, respecting Spence's abilities while also raising realistic questions. He admitted that there is still some uncertainty surrounding Spence's current sharpness, mainly because he has not recently seen him in live sparring sessions. Without that element, it becomes harder to fully evaluate timing, reaction speed, and in-ring rhythm at this stage of preparation. However, Hackett's analysis did not stop at physical performance alone.
Perfect matchup because both of them have been through their fair share of, wars and things like that. Errol Spence with the accidents, Errol Spence with the Bud Crawford fight. But I feel like he took enough time off where he could get healthy and get in his bag. And I think before anything, the attitude matters. Your mindset matters. And the attitude and mindset that he's in right now, I love it. I love that mindset.
It's been almost 3 years, Jim.
Yeah.
As a trainer, as a fighter, what do you expect?
Honestly.
He also highlighted something more subtle, but equally important, Spence's mindset. According to Hackett, Spence's attitude and energy heading into the Tim Tszyu fight reflect a fighter who is fully aware of the challenge ahead. His demeanor appears focused, serious, and emotionally invested, showing that he understands the significance of this matchup. That kind of mental edge can often play a major role once the pressure of fight night arrives. Hackett's comments suggest that even if there are still unanswered questions about sparring and timing, Spence's psychological readiness could become a major factor. A fighter who is mentally locked and often finds a way to elevate physically when it matters most. At the same time, Tszyu represents a real and active threat, which only increases the importance of overall preparation. While doubts and questions will remain until the opening bell, Spence's disciplined training camp, visible work ethic, and growing sense of purpose are all signs that he is building toward a strong and competitive performance. Supporters continue to believe that if he carries this preparation into the ring, he has every chance to perform at a high level against Tszyu.
I'm just glad he took a little break afterwards. He needed the break, to be honest.
Now, he's not with Derrick James no more. He's with Ronnie Shields.
Yeah.
And as a trainer, what would you be trying to add? What would be your focus, your goal heading into that fight?
Same mentality, but I think I think we're gonna see Errol work behind his jab a little bit more with the movement. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna see Errol working, but more movement. Not movement like a boxer, but just he's still being a predator, but he's just making sure he moves side to side, or move his head, or take a step back with his hands up. Just to give you the space enough for you to do it.
Bernie the Boxer has thrown his support behind Errol Spence Jr. in the upcoming clash with Tim Tszyu, highlighting the key qualities that make Spence such a dangerous opponent. He pointed to Spence's deep experience at the elite level, where he has consistently faced and overcome world-class competition. According to Bernie, Spence's confidence inside the ring is a major factor, allowing him to remain composed under pressure and control the pace of a fight. He also emphasized Spence's ability to gradually break opponents down with relentless pressure, effective bodywork, and smart punch selection, all of which could play a major role against Tszyu.
But it's still, we still, you my peer, you still a fellow fighter, so I wouldn't take none of that stuff so seriously like that. Who give a f? He said he gonna retire me. Okay, we gonna see when I beat his. Who cares? He said he gonna, all right, I'm gonna end him. He already been almost ended. I'm gonna put him out for real. That's Errol Spence, right back. Okay, he said I'm gonna tell. Let's see. And he thought Becker beat his ass. I beat his ass. You just hit him back. All that. But whatever it is, I don't really get into none of that stuff. I don't even.
On the Porterway podcast, the discussion surrounding the upcoming showdown between Errol Spence Jr. and Tim Tszyu focused heavily on the small technical and strategic details that could ultimately determine the outcome of the fight. Sean Porter broke down Spence's style in depth, emphasizing that one of his greatest strengths has always been his ability to control the rhythm and vary his offense throughout a bout. Rather than relying solely on single power shots, Spence builds his attack intelligently, mixing lighter scoring punches with consistent and punishing body work. As the rounds progress, he gradually increases the pressure, often unleashing sharp hooks and compact combinations that wear opponents down both physically and mentally. Porter also addressed Spence's most recent high-profile performance against Terence Crawford, a fight that raised many questions throughout the boxing world. Crawford's exceptional timing, distance control, and precision made Spence appear far less effective than fans were used to seeing.
It's against Terence Crawford. He'll make you not look good. He'll make you not quite look like what you are. Mm-hmm. But I still think Tszyu is a little sharper punch for punch. The sharp punches he would put together off his combinations, they still look sharper than Errol. But the interesting thing is, Errol Spence, I think, is bigger than him. Even though he's never officially fought at 154, I think Errol's a bigger man than him once he gets up to 54. And the main problem for Tim Tszyu against Errol is going to be that jab. What does he do against that busy, constant jab
Errol
on Errol's side?
Right?
Yeah, Errol just keeping that jab in his face.
Yeah.
When Bomac prepared for Terence, he said that's the number one thing we got to take away from him. He fights off his jab. He gets confidence off he builds off his jab. He dominates you off the jab. So take the jab away.
However, Porter was careful to point out that one difficult performance should not completely overshadow Spence's long track record at the elite level of the sport, where he has consistently proven himself against top competition. At the same time, Tim Tszyu enters the conversation with strong momentum behind him. His recent performances have shown improved sharpness, activity, and confidence, making him a serious threat in the upcoming matchup. His aggressive style and willingness to engage could test Spence in entirely new ways. Still, the discussion also highlighted a major physical factor: Spence's move up to 154 pounds. his natural size, strength, and pressure-based fighting style could become significant advantages if the fight turns into a physically demanding battle. In the end, the matchup presents a fascinating clash of timing, power, confidence, and experience at the highest level.
He looks sharper to me, and he's been more active.
Did you say Robert Garcia said that?
Yeah, that he doesn't think that Errol's gonna have anything left.
Did he expound on what he meant by that?
Just he hasn't fought in 3 years. He didn't look good in that fight against Terence Crawford. Even when I go back, and again, it's Terence Crawford, but he got off balance a lot. And Tszyu still has a good, solid foundation to his legs. When he punches, he doesn't get off balance with his shots.
Does the weight and the new trainer does that factor in at all?
For Errol?
Yeah.
With what is he with Ronnie Shields now? Maybe.
And he's 54.
I think the weight's going to be good for him. I think he's going to be the bigger man. But
and he with a different trainer.
So what do you think, Rock?
I just think we don't have.
Errol Spence Jr. has been putting in serious and disciplined work in Philadelphia as he continues preparing for the upcoming showdown with Tim Tszyu. Recent training footage has shown clear signs of intensity, focus, and determination, with Spence looking fully locked in as he sharpens his timing, conditioning, and overall ring sharpness. His sessions suggest a fighter who is not only preparing physically, but also mentally determined to prove himself once again at the highest level of the sport.
Who I have no qualms with. Now, let's be clear. Breadman has been nothing but great to me. I have nothing. This ain't about Breadman. This ain't about Errol Spence. Like I said, I'll never disrespect people who aided me.
At the same time, there has been growing discussion among fans and analysts about where the fight should take place, especially with the possibility of it being held in Australia. Some believe that taking the fight overseas could present a major risk for Spence, both in terms of performance conditions and judging perception. From their point of view, a difficult result on foreign soil could impact his momentum and overall brand image, particularly at this stage of his career. However, others see it differently, arguing that fighting and winning in Australia would actually strengthen Spence's legacy. In their opinion, a dominant performance away from home would showcase resilience, adaptability, and an elite mindset. It would also reinforce the belief that Spence remains among boxing's top-tier competitors, capable of delivering under pressure anywhere in the world.
And check your pay-per-view numbers. I told you 3 years ago, get an auditor. You said in my interview, you didn't know how to put on a fight. I says, I do. Holler at me. I can put on the Errol Spence Terence Crawford fight. It sells itself. Terence Crawford got his money. You know what I mean? I don't know how much money. I know how much money you got, because I'll just give you guys a hint. My sources work in the bank. My sources are tied to the commission.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates.